Today we're going to look at franchises. We're going to look at McDonald's, primarily because most of you will know McDonald's, and they're arguably the most successful franchising operation in history. So they're a good company to look at. Also, as part of your paper 2, section C, quizzes questions, a lot of students write about McDonald's. It's easier for you to remember about them. So what is a franchise? So if I want to set up as a McDonald's, I just can't set up. Alright, open my own sort of McDonald's. I have to get authorization from McDonald's. So McDonald's would be called the franchisor. They are the company which is franchising itself, and I would be the franchisee. I'm the person who wants to buy the franchise. Okay? Now, McDonald's, this is taken from QSR.com, which is quick service restaurants magazine aimed at organizations within the fast food industry. And this tells you that McDonald's is the #1 fast food operation in North America. It also tells you that McDonald's is the #1, obviously, burger company in North America. So you can see here that McDonald's US sales in 2016 were nearly $37 billion. The average McDonald's has sales of $2.55 million. There are 14,000 of them, of which there are 13,000 which are franchised. Alright, but in comparison to 2015, they've lost 104, they've closed 104 restaurants. Now, if we look at the next biggest burger joints, you'll see that Wendy's and Burger King are the next biggest. They have 6,000 and 7,000 respectively. But you can also notice that all of the other 9 members of the top 10 are all adding restaurants. So even though they're a lot smaller than McDonald's, they're adding restaurants. And a lot of that is because a lot of the other burger companies are maybe slightly higher quality burger companies. Alright, people paying a little bit more, the economy is doing better, and McDonald's has maybe struggled to adapt to that particular market. So now we're going to look at McDonald's franchise. What's all the information about becoming a McDonald's franchise? I've looked this up obviously on the internet because I don't know the numbers at the top of my head. But nevertheless, it costs between $1 and $2.2 million to set up a McDonald's buy a McDonald's franchise. That obviously depends on your location and size. The person wanting to take out the franchisee needs to have liquid assets of $750,000 US in America. So that means money you have in the bank, or you might be able to, if you get stocks and shares, you're able to sell that very quickly. Something like a house isn't termed as being a liquid asset because it might take 6 months to be able to sell your house. So liquid assets are monies you can get your hands on very, very quickly. That's a large sum of money. If you're going to take out a contract to be a franchisee, it could last 25, 30 years. You maybe will need up to 2 years training. You have to go to McDonald's University. They call it here Hamburger University. And where basically the franchisee learns everything about being a McDonald's. How to make the fries, how to clean the floors, how to clean the tables, how to keep inventory, how to do the accounting. Then the ongoing fees, there's a royalty fee of 4% of sales. 4% of sales goes towards national advertising. In North America, McDonald's owns a lot of the sites where there are McDonald's. And some people think that McDonald's is kind of like in the real estate industry. Because if McDonald's sells all its real estate, they could get something like $50 billion for that. So quite often, the franchisee has to rent the McDonald's from McDonald's, and that can cost up to 22.5% of sales. And obviously McDonald's supplies all the food, uniforms and equipment to help the people set up. Now, the advantages to the franchisor, the advantages to McDonald's is you're using other people's money to expand. Okay? Because you're using the franchisee's money, you are going to assume that the franchisee is highly motivated. If the franchisee has put in $2 million into the McDonald's to set up, you're going to assume that they're going to be very motivated. Okay? It may be cheaper, therefore, than McDonald's having to expand through other forms of internal growth. opening their own stores, because obviously they're not using their own money to expand, they're using the franchisees' money. And obviously there's lots and lots of ongoing payments for McDonald's. The big disadvantages are disagreements. This is a photo of McDonald's India. In northern India, this organisation, Connaught, has control of 169 McDonald's. McDonald's is taking Connaught to court to prevent them from continuing to be a McDonald's, because they're saying that Connaught did not follow the rules about being a McDonald's. McDonald's has said to the people who supply Connaught with the burgers and the French fries, etc., that they must stop doing that. Connaught has said to the suppliers, your relationship is not with McDonald's really, we're the people who pay you. So Connaught is still operating those McDonald's. So obviously that is a big problem for McDonald's. Maybe in less developed countries, the legal framework is less developed and provides less protection for the franchise. Or I think in places like the UK or North America, if once McDonald's takes away the right to be a McDonald's, the legal framework will back McDonald's up a lot more clearly than maybe it does in developing countries. And obviously, with setting up franchises, it still takes time. McDonald's could just take over local competitors who've already got established locations and what have you, and maybe just change them into McDonald's. Now, the advantage to the franchisee worldwide, the number of McDonald's is increasing. There's nearly 37,000 of them by the end of 2016. McDonald's is hugely successful, and 70 million people visit every day. In the United States, North America, McDonald's has increased its use of franchising. And what it used to do, it used to have franchisees who maybe only controlled 20, 30, 40 McDonald's. Now it's allowing franchisees to control up to, say, 200 McDonald's. Burger King, for example, one of its franchisees controls 800 Burger Kings. Okay, so obviously that should make it easier for McDonald's to run, because they have to deal with less franchisees. Obviously, McDonald's, they take their 4%, but McDonald's does a lot of advertising, which is good for the franchisee. The franchisee gets lots of training, they're provided with the equipment and the foods, and the average sales of a McDonald's is $2.55 million per year in the United States. So it is very, very successful. The disadvantage is obviously you've got to follow the rules of McDonald's. All right, a Big Mac is a Big Mac. This is how you make a Big Mac. You just can't all of a sudden start making a big head burger. Okay, if McDonald's says to the franchisee, you'll open at 6 o'clock in the morning and you'll operate till 12 o'clock at night, and the franchisee says, well, I don't make any profit between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock and between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock at night, I want to close during those hours, McDonald's will just say, these are our rules, you've signed up for this. These are the Create Your Taste machines, which allows people to personalize their burgers. These cost $125,000. Doesn't cost McDonald's that costs the franchisees that. Obviously, percentage of sales keeps going to McDonald's, even if the restaurant isn't successful and is maybe losing money. And in 2016, there were less McDonald's in the United States than the previous year. Okay, so maybe changing habits of customers, maybe wanting better quality burgers. Maybe McDonald's isn't able to adapt to that. Maybe McDonald's in the future will keep seeing the number of restaurants going down. Okay, we showed you a moment ago that the competition, the 2 through number 10, all of those restaurants were adding restaurants between 2015 and 2016. McDonald's lost restaurants. So maybe McDonald's heyday of expanding in North America is over. Now, should someone become a McDonald's franchisee? This is a complicated question. In the exam, you'll obviously use your case study materials. Okay, that will help guide you. Now, if you're taking over a successful existing McDonald's, it's probably a good idea. There's not 7 minutes away from here, there is a big Carrefour shopping centre, and as part of that, there's a big McDonald's. And it's every time I walk past, it always seems to be busy. That's probably a good McDonald's to take over. All right, because it's very successful. It's been there for the 14 years I've been in Shanghai. All right. However, in a say in a shopping mall where there isn't a McDonald's and there's already lots and lots of existing competition, maybe it's not such a good idea. Last summer I was in America, and I was passing through lots and lots of like Target supermarkets or Walmart supermarkets, and there was lots and lots of franchise operations close to those supermarkets, and I didn't think that I didn't see that many people in any of these franchise operations. So arguably, maybe the time for opening more and more McDonald's in North America has gone. Okay, can McDonald's adapt to changing trends in North America? Again, people seem to be eating better quality fast foods. It's difficult for McDonald's to move itself, and if you remember the product positioning, once a company has established itself, establishes sort of brand name and what people think about it, it's very difficult for McDonald's all of a sudden to become a move up market. Growth worldwide, however, is expected to increase by about 4% per year to 2022. Alright, that's in the fast food industry. McDonald's wants to open thousands and thousands more McDonald's in China. A lot of the way in which they've done that so far in China is by having company-owned restaurants. So this links then into, can McDonald's successfully introduce franchising in developing countries? So far there's been mixed success, as we mentioned about India. So maybe for the next few years, as countries like India and China's legal framework develops, maybe for a few years McDonald's will choose not to franchise that widely in China, for example. But then as the legal framework is more firmly established, then maybe they'll start doing it. Alright? That's franchising.